Jessie here. I am back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be going over my budget for the paycheck that we received on January 28th. So this is the third week in January, or is it the fourth? I don't know, you guys. January is actually moving very quickly for me. I know most people say that January is like the slowest month and it goes on and on forever, but I have found that it's going by super quick. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. Anyways, this budget this week and this video is going to be super short because we are going super simple and basic this week. In previous weeks when I've shared my budget with you, my sinking funds have been super long. We have saved quite a bit of money in quite a few different categories. This week, we are just keeping it simple. We had a little bit less to work with, and we wanted to make sure that we were funding the most important of our sinking funds, but we were also covering our bills and making sure we had some other savings. So rather than put a ton of money into a ton of different categories, this week we're just sticking with one sinking fund, and we do that sometimes. I've told you guys in previous videos that we decide how we allocate our money based on how much we have, what we have coming up, etc. So it's going to be super short and to the point this week. Should be a rather quick video. So the amount that we are working with this week is $1,125. And we are going to allocate that as we go down the list. So we always start out with our bills. By the way, I got started really quickly and didn't give you guys an overview of what we're working with here. If this is your first budget video you are watching from me, hi, I'm Jessie. My husband and I are in the process of trying to pay down debt. That is our goal for the year. And we do that by using a zero-based budget. I keep track of my budget in the Budget by Paycheck workbook from the Budget Mom. I purchased the printable version of the workbook. I printed out the pages that I needed. I used my arc punch to punch them, and I put them into the back of a big size Happy Planner. That's just how I've chosen to do it. I know people that have spiral bound theirs. I know people that have just purchased the printed version and had it shipped to their home. However you decide to do it, this is a great resource. It's a great way to budget the way that I budget, which is from paycheck to paycheck. So the bills that you are seeing here are not all of my monthly bills. This is not my entire January budget. This is just my paycheck budget. So I take the money that we received in our paycheck this week, and I pay all the bills that are due this week, and then I allocate the money to other various areas in our budget as well. So this $1,125 that we have for income includes my husband's paycheck. He works on a commission-based job, so his income is not consistent. It varies quite a bit week to week. So in addition to his paycheck, we also tend to roll money over week to week. So anything we had left over last week when we did our budget, we rolled over into this week, and that just helps to make sure that all of our bills and everything are covered. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what we're doing here. So we're going to go through the budget really quickly, and then we are going to stuff cash envelopes, although we're not working with a bunch of cash this week because, like I said, we're just keeping it simple with a very small amount put into savings this week. And that's fine, you guys. If you are doing sinking funds and you're rapidly trying to pay off debt, or you're saving, it's okay to sometimes have a week where you don't put away a ton. In fact, most weeks we just have 2 or 3 sinking funds that we are contributing to. Not every week do we put money into every single fund, and that's okay. Just do what works best for you. So I have already written out my budget, and I'm going to go over everything really quickly here. So from our $1,125 income, the very first thing that we want to make sure is covered are our bills. You have to make sure you pay your bills, right? Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm working with here. here we go. So most importantly is bills. So this is our lot rent. This is our, if we have an electric bill this week, whatever it is, that's the most important thing, so that we pay for first. So this week we have a couple of credit card payments. I live in a mobile home, so we have a mortgage, and we also have a lot rent. So we pay our mortgage because we own our home, but we don't own the lot that our home is sitting on. We live in a mobile home, like I said, so we rent the lot. So I have a bit of a unique situation in that I both rent and own. I don't think that's typical, but this week we have our lot rent due, so we're going to pay that as well as our water bill. We're setting aside $100 for groceries this week. That's my typical budget. I try to keep it at $100 a week. Sometimes we go up to $150 if I know we have a lot of expenses, if we have a lot of things that we've run out of that week. But this week we're keeping it right at $100. So that covers our bills. We have our household. We bumped up a little bit this week. We've been putting aside $20. I think I've decided to do $30 a week. We can always adjust things as it goes. That's the great thing about budgeting and personal finance. It's personal. You guys can change it as you see fit. So we raised our household budget a little bit. We always put aside $50 a week for gas. And our bill total this week is $820. So we take our income total, we subtract our bills, and that leaves us with $305 to work with. The next category we fund is our cash envelopes. So these cash envelopes are envelopes that I carry in my wallet for weekly expenses. These cash envelopes get depleted every week, and then we add more money on the next payday. So the categories that I have for my cash envelopes are miscellaneous spending, my husband's spending money, my spending money, and eating out. And we just put the money that we decide on for the week into those envelopes and then use it as we see fit. And once it's gone, we're done spending in that category. So you can see here, I actually didn't put any money into eating out this week. We've been eating out a lot, and we decided that we were going to skip out on eating out this week. Our paycheck was a little bit lower this week. Like I said, my husband does work on commission, so if work is slow or he misses a day of work or whatever, his paycheck will be a little bit lower, and that's what happened this week. So we decided, since we've been eating out quite a bit and we had a little less funds to work with, just to skip out on our eating out category this week. So we just put aside the cash that we need in our envelopes outside of eating out, and that total was $90. So we subtract that $90 from the $305 that we had left over, and that leaves us with $215. Next, we work on our sinking funds. So like I said, we're just going to contribute to our campground sinking fund. We have a lot of sinking funds, but like I said, we don't necessarily fund all of them every week. The campground that we keep our camper on has an annual fee. We like to save for it month to month so we can pay for it all at once at the end of the year. And so we're going to put $60 into our campground fund, and that's going to leave us with $155 left over. Our snowball for our extra debt, we do use the snowball method, so we just take the minimum payments of the credit cards that we have paid off, and we snowball them together as we pay off more and more and more. Right now, our snowball is sitting at $54 a week, so that is going to go to an extra debt payment. So we take that $54 out of the $155 we had left over, and that leaves us with $101. So not a whole lot left over this week, but we still want to make sure we are funding our savings challenges. If you guys are new to my channel, you may not know I joined the Budget Moms monthly savings challenge course. It is 12 months of savings challenges. It's just a fun way to help you save extra money. We are working in the last week in January for our January savings challenge. For that, I am saving $5. I don't want to give too much more information on that because it is a paid course. I will link the course down below if you're interested in it. But that will wrap up my January savings, and then I'll be moving on to our February savings challenges next week. But this week we're going to save $5, and then I also have my Saveopoly savings, which is another just super fun savings challenge that I do for myself, and this week we are saving $56 for that, for a total of $61 in savings, and that will leave us with $40 left over. Now, like I said, we do a zero-based budget, but we do like to roll money over week to week, so this $40 will be rolled over to next week, so that is allocated for that, and that gives us our zero-based budget. So that is a look at the budget this week, real short and sweet and to the point. You know, it's not always going to look the same week to week. You just work with it the best way that you can, make it work for you. And that's that. So I do have my cash here that we pulled out of the bank. I pulled out cash for our various envelopes. So the miscellaneous fund, Eric's spending, my spending. We do our sinking funds in cash, so I pulled out that $60 for the campground in cash, and I also do my extra savings in cash. So I pulled out all the cash that we need for that, and now I'm going to really quickly stuff my envelopes. It's not going to take long at all because we just have a couple of categories that we are filling this week. So I have my little accordion folder here, and this is what I keep our sinking funds in, so I will have that to put our campground money in. And I also have my little wallet here with my cash envelopes that I have made for myself. I made these using some pretty scrapbook paper. It was actually an old divider from a Happy Planner, a couple of different dividers from an old Happy Planner, and I just laminated these myself. These stick right into my wallet, and these are the categories that I carry. So there's eating out, which we're not going to fund this week. We do have a few dollars left in there from last week. We have $3 left, so I'm just going to keep that in there in case I want to go for a cup of coffee or something, but that's it for the eating out money for the week. We're not going to fund that one. So I just have my miscellaneous and my spending. I have already given Eric his spending money. He puts his spending money right into his wallet. He doesn't have a pretty fancy envelope for his cash. So we have that, and then I have my little accordion file so I can put my campground money in there. So let's go ahead and get into the cash envelope stuffing. I'm going to put aside my little budget by paycheck workbook. By the way, there is a page here where I can write down each of the categories that we are putting our cash into. It's our cash envelope breakdown, and I can get our denominations that way, and I have already done that obviously and gone to the bank. So I'm just going to set this aside so I can look at that to make sure I know which denominations go where, and we'll go ahead and stuff our cash envelopes. So I have all of my cash here. Like I said, I've already given my husband his cash, and I've actually already taken my spending money as well. So I had to go to Walmart today to pick up a few things for myself, and so I gave myself the $20 for spending and spent a bit of it. So I actually only have $6 of that left. So you won't see me stuff that envelope either. So really we're just stuffing 2 envelopes this week. It's not as much fun as watching me stuff, you know, a dozen of them, I'm sure, but like I said, just depends on the week. So first one we're going to stuff is our miscellaneous envelope. Oh, I guess it's not just 2 envelopes. I also have my savings. I forgot about that. So I have my miscellaneous envelope here, and that just gets a $20 bill. And we use our miscellaneous envelope for exactly what it sounds like, just any miscellaneous spending, something that doesn't necessarily fall into any of our other spending categories. So that is $20 for that. I have my spending money that I have left from that $20 that I gave myself this morning, and just that little bit of eating out money for a cup of coffee, and that is our cash envelopes for the week. It's pretty puny amount in our cash envelopes this week, but luckily we get paid on a weekly basis, so we will be able to fill these puppies up next week. It's just a week. We can do it. Call it a low spend week, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those cash envelopes back into my wallet. They fit right down inside there. And put that aside. And then we'll go ahead and do the rest of the cash. So I have my January savings, my Saveopoly, and our campground. So we'll start out with the campground. If you guys have not seen any of my videos before, I keep my sinking funds in this great accordion folder. It has a lot of different separated sections in here, so I have all of my sinking funds written down, or labeled rather, with a little label from my label maker, and each section has its little bit of can't talk today. And each section has the cash and a little index card just keeping track of how much cash goes in there whenever I fill my envelopes. So we're going to go ahead and fill our campground fund first. So I just go in behind the little campground tab there and I pull out our campground fund. So we currently have $300 in our sinking fund for our campground. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. Just about the time I figured out how I was going to film my budgeting videos, my tripod broke, and now I'm using a different tripod, so I got to get used to it all over again. Sorry about that, you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark down, what is the date today? Today is the 29th. So I'm just going to mark down that we added $60 to our campground fund, and that puts us at $360. So I'm going to take a 50, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to take 3 20s, helps if I look at my little denomination breakdown there, and I'm going to add that to the fund, and that should give us $360 to work with. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 350, 60. $360 in our sinking fund for our campground. So that will go right back into my accordion folder here behind the campground tab. And that will move into our savings challenges. So for our January savings, there is a monthly savings challenge tab here in my accordion folder, and behind that tab I have the envelopes that I printed out from the Budget Mom. This is part of her course. When you pay for the course, you get access to all of these fun printables. So I have my January monthly envelope here, and I'm going to go ahead and add $5 to that, and that should complete our January savings challenge. So our goal was $58 for the savings challenge, as you can see here. I currently have 53 in there, so when I add that last 5, that'll get us up to $58, and my January savings challenge will be complete, which is super exciting. So I'm just going to write on here that I added $5. That'll be a total of $58. So I have my little $5 bill here. We're going to go ahead and stick it into this fund. Go ahead and count it up and make sure it's all here. Oh, I got it all mixed up. Gotta organize this a little bit better. There we go. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, $58. And my January savings challenge is complete. Next week we will move on to our February savings challenge, and that is super exciting. So January is done. Awesome. So I'm going to stick this back behind the monthly savings challenge tab, and we'll move into the last category, which is Saveopoly. And for Saveopoly we have $56, which is the last of my cash here. So we'll just find the little Saveopoly tab, which is right here. So far for Saveopoly, we have saved $176, and we're gonna add 56 more today, which is awesome. So we'll go ahead and add that in. Just organize my denominations here. And go ahead and count that up. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 80, 90, 200, 210, 220, 225, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. $232. 176 plus 56 is 232. I'm really bad at math, so I needed to just double check that. And that is correct. So that completes our Saveopoly fund for the week. And now that I have stuffed all the envelopes I'm going to stuff for the week, I just go ahead and close this up. This will go into my safe for safekeeping until next week when we stuff our envelopes again. So that's it, you guys. It was super easy peasy this week. Super short and simple, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless and found it helpful. I have gotten quite a few new subscribers lately, and I suspect it has to do with my budgeting videos. Ever since I've started posting my budget, I've gotten quite a few new subscribers, so I just want to thank you if you are new for joining me here on my channel, and thank you all who have been here a while and are sticking with me. I really appreciate all of the support. I've gotten so many comments from people saying that I have inspired them to budget or to save money, and that just means so much to me. I love that I can inspire you guys to be winning with money and you know, taking care of your financial health, because it's so important. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how your budget journey is going, because you know I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. In addition to my budget videos, I do grocery hauls, I do vlogs, I do lots of other fun stuff around here, so make sure you come back for that. Yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!